What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the panel. I've got my brother from another mother, Jimmy, on the other line. What's up, Jim?
Nothing much, babe. Hanging out, having dinner. I had a late day today, so don't mind me, folks, while I chew my grouper sandwich.
Oh, you got a grouper sandwich. Interesting.
That's about all the fish. That's about the only fish down here.
Oh, really? Oh, man.
Everything is grouper, babe.
Everything is grouper. Well, I had what did I make? I made some fried chicken, some no, not fried chicken. I baked some chicken, some asparagus, some mac and cheese, and a homemade salad. So, dinner was good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hubby's full. Everybody's happy. Yeah,
Awesome.
man. So look, not a lot is happening in the news today, but I did pick up a couple of things. Oh, my dog is barking. Nick Cannon, man. So did you hear about him? He's talking about he's not gonna give the ladies an actual allowance, but they'll get what they need when they need it. Ain't that some
Yeah,
bull-
what's up with that, man?
I don't
I
understand
mean,
it. I don't understand it. He got money, but if he stopped having all these babies, maybe he could. And I'm not saying he can't afford it. I hope he can. But like, geez, man. So you gonna put people on like when you call me when the mortgage is due, we'll be good to go. If you call me,
right.
if
Well,
you're
you know
hungry,
his mo-
give me a call. Oh,
Yeah. Well, you know his movie career is kind of like, on the fritz.
yeah. And I haven't seen him doing too many shows lately. So I think he
Yeah.
still has
Is
the
he
Masked
still
Singer.
doing? Is he still doing Wild and Out?
I haven't seen that show in a while. I'd have to double check, but I believe so. I haven't heard that it's gone away completely. So I'd have to double check. I mean, if somebody's out there and they know differently, please let me know. But I believe that he is still hosting that show because that was his baby. So yeah, man. I think it's absolutely crazy that he's going to dictate to women how much money he should actually give them when he's having babies like nobody's business. So yeah,
It's not up to him.
it
It's
really
not up
isn't.
to him.
It really
It's
isn't.
up to the courts.
It's up to the courts. And I can still hear you. Let me let this dog out. But yeah, man, it is definitely up to the courts and it's up to the courts, like you said, and the judge. So we'll see. But that's if any of them are smart enough to take him to court. We'll see. Because maybe he is supplying enough where they're not complaining. Because I haven't heard too many baby mamas come out saying anything negative against them, like they was pissed off or anything. So we'll see how that plays out, right? I'm gonna give you what I want when I can. I ain't gonna give you what you want, but I'm gonna give you what you need, is what he said. So go ahead, Nick,
But
with
you
your
know what? In that business, if it doesn't stay strong and you're not acting and you're not doing comedy, I know his comedy stuff fell out because honestly, I saw his last live comedy show. I was not impressed.
mm, mm.
He ain't no Dave Chappelle, that's for sure.
Well, not too many people are. Not too many people are. So
No.
shout out to the Yanks. Do well. Hey.
All right, Yankees. I
Yeah,
do like the Yankees. I'm still a Yankee fan,
I'm
unfortunately.
still a Yankee fan too, man. I've been a Yankee fan for a very long time. And so shout out to
Really? Are
yeah,
you serious?
I have been.
Can I tell you something? I knew there was something I liked about you, believe,
Oh, there
man.
you
But
go.
now I even,
There you go. We both Yankee fans. Same team
yeah,
one
let me
night.
tell you, when my father and my grandfather were all Met fans, but my father used to say, my grandfather, why do you like the Yankees? I said, they're special,
There's
they're
something special about them.
they're just classy, and the Steinbrenner's laws were shortcut hair, suits, working and showing good presence, and that's what I liked about the Yankees more.
Yeah,
I miss Derek Jeter, of
I
course, but
do. I do.
but Judge ain't too
A
bad,
Rob.
man.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he
Judge is
stayed,
doing
yeah,
pretty good.
yeah,
Judge is holding it down. So we appreciate you, Judge. Keep swinging.
that's right.
Yeah, buddy. So look, in other news, Soldier Boy is kind of pissed off because he got the option, or fans were given the option, if they wanted to have dinner with Soldier Boy or get $250 worth, and I believe food stamps. And most of the people picked food stamps.
Can I tell you something? I was reading that, and I
Uh-huh.
said, "Oh my God, I feel bad for this guy."
Oh, the comments were hilarious on that thread, man. I couldn't even
Yeah,
believe.
I know it was. It's pretty funny when you look at stuff like that, and here's this guy thinking he's loved, but yeah, I'll take the food stamps without a doubt.
I mean, in this
It shows it.
economy, though, who wouldn't? Shit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Somebody would rather receive the 250 than pay the 250.
Mm-hmm. Or
But
share the 250 with Soulja Boy
yes,
for a meal. I mean, you can feed your family on a week on 250, depending on how big it is.
that's right.
So yeah, Soulja Boy, sorry, brother. The fans have spoken, and we'll be going with the
Yeah,
$250.
things don't work out the way we want them sometimes. That's
Yeah,
one way to work it out.
facts, because he totally got embarrassed on this. So keep your
Yeah.
head up, brother. Keep your head up. And who else is out there? Oh, now I don't know if I really care about this or not, but I'm going to share it anyway. So there's a gentleman out there on Facebook outing Michael K. Williams and saying that he's gay or was gay. I think that it's despicable to kick dust on the dead, whether it be
Yeah.
dust or not. You know, I ain't got nothing against the LGBTQ community. I have family members and others that I love that are in that community. However, bringing up stuff after somebody is dead is very similar to, I guess, the Ti snitch thing, right? So what are the
Right.
limits for dead? Like, when do we stop? You know?
Yeah, no, it's getting a little ridiculous with all of this. I mean, be who you want to be. And, years ago, it wasn't like that.
Yeah. But I'm just mad at the fact that he couldn't even. Okay, so the guy could have brought this up while the man was alive, so he could have, if he felt some way about it, or if he wasn't, he could defend himself. But right now, he's
Yeah,
in
let
a
it,
situation.
right. I agree with you. Let the dead be dead and
Yeah,
respect them.
exactly.
You don't need to be doing that kind of nonsense. And it is kind of crazy, when you think about it.
Yeah, why you shitting on the man grave? I mean, let the man be dead. He may have family, friends, and now he can't even defend himself against these allegations that are being made. And again, LGBTQ community, love you guys, but at the end of the day, I don't really want anybody coming out and telling my business after I'm dead and gone. Keep that to yourself. If we share this special moment, let's just keep it to ourselves. But there's no reason that you need to be outing me without me outing myself for the rest of the world
I
to see.
agree with that, Malik.
Yeah.
What's very sad is they're pushing this into the schools.
Yeah.
And beyond this, while China and Russia are teaching calculus and algebra and scientific things to their kids, we're teaching them what the proper way to be gay is. And again, I have nothing against gay, lesbian, anybody, trans, be who you want to be. But I think we need to bring it down a notch and keep it to yourself. You don't need to be pushing it onto children who still don't have an understanding of it. We're really losing our scruples in this country, and it is concerning.
And
I,
and
the guy, yeah,
and I want to be quite frank with you. If I'm out and about, I'm not really keen on seeing heterosexuals all over each other. So, I
right,
think that some
right.
things should just be kept in the bedroom. But that's Nia's personal. I mean, that's Malik's personal opinion, and so we gonna stick with that. But yeah,
I agree with you, Malik, and that makes perfect sense, and it is the truth. Again, I'm down here. I see a lot of gay people. I don't say nothing. I don't look at them any different. I look at those people. I don't say nothing.
yeah.
But why are they constantly making an issue out of things? And again, this is very detrimental to our country because it's causing even more hatred. And
Facts.
again, we're running amok with a lot of stuff. I mean, even with our ex-president now has did his first rally for him running for president.
We'll see how that goes. I'm not going to comment on that until later. Let's see how the election goes, and let's see who's in
See how it goes, right?
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, depending on who's coming out swinging for what side, that depends on which way I'm going to slide. But
Right, right.
yeah, man, it's going to be interesting. 2024 is definitely going to be an interesting
Oh
election,
my goodness, yes, absolutely.
and so many people have their hats in the running now. Um, that lady out of
Yeah.
South Carolina, I guess she was the governor. Huckabee, I think is not Huckabee.
Mm-hmm.
Is that her name, Huckabee? Sarah, I think
Yeah.
Sarah Huckabee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of her. I think I've seen some of the things she's done when I used to go down to Myrtle Beach for Bike Week and everything, and she was not very keen or appreciative of people of color. So if you are in South Carolina,
Yeah.
you should vote wisely. And let's not put this lady back into a position of power where she can
Right,
continue to push forward her rhetoric, right?
right.
So yeah, that's kind of where we are on that. Dude, sisters are getting into it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening out there. So Tamika and Latasha, who are members of the group Escape, are
Right.
sisters. And so Tamika is claiming that her sister Latasha and her sister's man, Ricky Bivens, have stolen money from her and cashed a check that did not belong to them.
Right.
Um, yeah, yeah. And so now she's claiming that they're saying, and this is all claims, is that they're saying that if she doesn't hush up about this money that's missing, they'll release a sex tape on her.
Oh my God, man. Isn't it crazy the
Sister.
controversy?
But that's her sister. That's her blood, flesh and blood. They share the same mama.
Yep.
Like Christmas and Easter are going to be tense around that family, aren't they? I mean, it's just
Yep.
a damn shame. It is a crying shame, and I really hope that ladies can work it out and come back together as family because you really only get that one person. You know what I'm saying? And you guys seem to have been close when you performed together with Escape, and I hope that you can patch and repair that relationship so that all this foolishness and all this family business can be out of the public eye. Because for real, uh, one of the worst things you could do to me is embarrass me in public, and so I can do that on my damn own. And so I don't need like my siblings doing that. And for her sibling to be doing that, I feel for her. I really do.
I know. I read that article and it's kind of disgusting.
It is. It
Again,
really
where is our family values? I
and
know I would never go against my brother, even people that I consider my brother that are not. You know what I'm saying?
and even if you do go against Jimmy, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be like on
Right.
TMZ. You know, there are just
Right.
certain things that should just be left to family business. And airing out other people's dirty laundry is just, to me, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
And what is? How do we look at this? Because this is a reflection on our family values. And this is
exactly.
not an uncommon thing. This is going on with a lot of families. People are just brother against brother, sister against brother. I hate you, or one, regardless of what the situation is. Even if your sister did that, call her up. Don't make it, known to the public and and embarrass your own family. Call up your sister, say, hey, what's going on? Do you need something? Can I help you? Instead, it's just carnage. This
It
is carnage. And people will reflect on this and look at it in a certain way and say, hey, you know what? Look, my sister was doing this. So they act upon this virtue, this situation. And it's terrible. It really is.
it
I
is.
agree with you.
And the sad part about it is 20, 30 years down the line, this ain't even gonna matter. You know what I mean? When you're laying on your deathbed,
Right.
does it really fucking matter?
Exactly. Exactly. I know, Malik, it's really disturbing what's going on, and you really see a lot of it. It's not just with this. I mean, this is not anything that's new to the tabloids. This stuff is just going on. People are just aggressively, going against their parents, going against their brothers, going against their siblings for no reason.
Yeah,
So they say blood is thicker than water. It's not so true.
it really
We've
is.
diluted, yeah, we've diluted our ability to be human, especially to our family. And without your family values, what happens? It's a disturbance.
Yeah, yeah.
Parents are hating their kids, and I've experienced that too because my father was very hateful to me. My father would call him. I'm so jealous right now, babe,
Really?
because well, I'm coming from work and I left my my oil. I just had it delivered from New York, by the way. I hope nobody's saying that. I'm in the East Coast of Florida, so
Uh-oh. Let's not tell about our stories of how we get our shit, Jim.
yeah, no, I know,
Keep that on the
but
DL,
yeah,
man. Keep that on the DL.
yeah, you ain't
Yeah,
kidding,
man,
babe.
we watching.
That's so true, right?
And we got to be
You know,
careful about that. But yeah, man, yeah.
yeah,
No, I
but
actually got this great concentrate, and it's a mango crumble. and so I've got that on here, and it is
Oh,
delicious.
so I see you got to even rub it in even more. I
Oh, I'm
appreciate
sorry.
that.
I'm
Thank you so
sorry.
much.
I'm sorry.
No, that's
That
okay,
was
man.
for the fans. That wasn't for you.
I'm, I'm happy for you. I'm disappointed for myself, but I'm graciously happy for you, man.
Man, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's becoming disturbing what's going on in this country. It really is. Even in with everything with the family, schools. Our education system has been pushed to the brink where teachers don't even want to be teachers anymore.
I
We
mean, do
make
you
it
blame
so.
them though? When you got six year
No, I
olds
could.
coming to the gun and coming to the school. Now, there are some, okay, so I have heard some things about that teacher, and I'm not going to even put them out on the air until I verify them. Um, but yeah, you can't even go to work, man. And a 6 year old, you got to be afraid of children now. It's crazy.
Now,
It's
now, how
crazy.
radical is that? That a 6-year-old has the mentality
Yeah.
to even understand that
Well, I don't know if he
and do
understood.
that.
I don't think he understood what the heck he was doing, though. I think that,
No, but I'm saying he's not old enough to, Malik. He's
yeah,
not old enough to understand. But when you're seeing violence on TV and you're seeing violence in the family,
yeah,
this all is an aggression to and proof that this is how negative and dangerous we're presenting ourselves as grown-ups and adults.
yeah,
And the media allows this craziness to be on TV. The tabloids allow this to be on TV. The programs allow it to be on TV. You know, and we're about to enter a very dangerous situation with and people that are taking advantage of our idiocy is Russia and China,
yeah.
and they're taking advantage of all this.
Oh, yeah.
We have a president that's allowing fentanyl in, and I can't be aggressively against any one person. There's a lot of things I didn't like what Trump did, but I'll tell you one thing. There's one thing I did like that Trump did was how aggressive he was towards these um, uh, cartels that are allowing in China that are allowing this fentanyl to be in this country.
Yeah.
And this is how weak-minded our kids are today. That they're losing our social graces. They depend on drugs because of the negligence of COVID or the negligence of parents working two jobs.
Facts.
And China is seeing all this, and
Oh,
they're
yeah.
not stupid. Yeah, some
No,
of the
no
most
country is
intelligent.
stupid. If they're
Yeah,
watching us, they understand that, the way that we're not raising our kids the way we used to.
no,
And
no,
we're
that's so
not as
true.
competitive as we used to. Because you think about it, kids coming from other countries, they speak more than one language when they get here.
My God,
They
yes,
speak
they
like
teach
two,
it in
three, four
school.
languages.
Right.
Our kids
Yeah.
can barely speak English properly. Don't get me started.
It's so true, but this is why we're having the aggression of 6-year-old kids doing this with teachers and exposing themselves because our society exposes them to this.
Mhm.
When we were 6 years old, what the heck did we know? We knew trucks and dogs and cars, and we played in the background. We went to school and we learned our ABCs. But here they're learning violence and drugs and all this craziness, all this craziness.
Yeah, and it's scary, Jim. It's really scary because it's
Cost you.
like it's almost like our kids are parenting themselves, and because parents, and I understand it, I get it. People got to work, people got to bring money home in order to be able to feed and take care of their children. I get all of that, but at the end of the day, our kids are the ones that are suffering the most. And
Without that.
and I fell into that same rank where I was rank and file like everybody else,
Right,
almost
right, right,
latchkey kid, dropping them off at 6, not picking them up till after 6, rushing them home, getting them ready for school the next morning, feeding them some dinner, cramming some dinner down their throat, throw them
right.
into bed by 9 o'clock. So you've got a couple of hours to breathe before you're in
Right,
bed
right.
by 10 to start this shit all over again. And
Yeah,
so, yeah, yeah, it's a sad situation. It's a very sad
yeah.
situation.
And I want to tell you some, in Europe and China and Russia, it's not like this.
No, and
It's
even
not like this.
like you said, in Europe, like people over there, family first. Like their families
Like,
come first. And so people have time to be able to go out and go to their kids' games. And, they have time in the middle of the day to go hang out with their kids. And then they go back to work in the evening, finish off their time, and then go on home.
do you know most schools in Italy, Germany, and France, and even in China, do 3 meals during their school hour? They'll learn 5 different steps of an appetizer and this, and they'll learn proper etiquette to eat, how to eat, regardless of what the origin requires. But in Italy and France, there's chefs, gourmet chefs cooking for these kids in school.
See,
Here, everything is cryovac, thrown in a bag. It is completely filled with sodium and sugar and all kinds of craziness. They're given donuts and candy and cake and all this nonsense and soda. There was no soda in Europe. These
yeah,
kids are taught proper etiquette. They're taught to grow up. They come from school. They have to wear a uniform. And
see,
my friend is in France, and you're right. They care about the people. Here we don't.
we don't.
We use the people. Well, you know what? We got to pay all these billions of dollars back. Let's just put another 10% tax on people, and we'll pay it off in
Exactly.
3. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Oh, we need money. Okay, let's just tax the people, while the rich still get richer. You know, we're controlled. We're given stuff that is brought in by corporations, not. Social media is not media. Everybody thinks that the media speaks freely. No, they're told what to say. They're told what to do. We
They're
want to.
paid
We
a lot
want to.
by the sponsors. I mean,
That's right.
these TV stations use sponsors in order to get their money, and so you can't say anything about the sponsor, even if you're on the news, in a
That's
negative
right.
light, especially if this is a high
That's right.
paying sponsor. I mean, and
That's
so
right.
yeah, there's just a lot going on, and it's just a really, really, really sad world out there, man. It really
Hey,
is.
listen.
It's starting to get rough.
Do you know? Do you know 80% of the video games that are presented in this country are illegal in
Mm.
other countries? You have 6-year-old kids and 7-year-old kids that are playing video games with kill the enemy and shoot this and Stalker 13 and
Grand Theft
they're
Auto
taking.
is a big deal, and I don't mean to
Oh,
come against the video game,
no,
but
you're
like a
right, man.
6-year-old probably should
Oh
not
my
be
God.
playing Grand Theft Auto. A 6-year-old
What?
should not be paying what's the one
Still gonna.
Call of
I'm putting
Duty.
quality a little bit. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, a
I'm
6-year-old should not be paying those types of games, even up until 12. And some after or parents need to take the time to explain the difference between the game and real life to these
Oh my,
kids.
that's so right. Oh my God, it's so true.
Yeah, yeah, because if they
But
don't,
we're,
we're gonna be a crazier world.
we're losing our social graces, and
Oh yeah.
we're entering a very climatic time in our history. But I really feel, right now, with all this craziness that's going on, we have another carnage coming to us, which China and Russia want to become, and the world to become a dictatorship. They want to control the monetary finances in the world, and
Mm.
they're about to do that. Russia and China are sick of our country. They're sick of our control. But there's no way, damn well, there's no way that they're going to take down our military or our country. There's no way that's going to happen. Russia will not survive. The 35th Fleet in Poland alone said we'll annihilate Russia. Just give us the okay.
Wow.
And you have China and you have Japan and Taiwan that are going to defend the Pacific region along with 8 of our aircraft carrier, which, China is coming into its own. But guess what? They're not going to be able to succumb the United States. It's not going to happen.
Jimmy, I don't know. I have to say that the types of wars that we've been fighting lately, we haven't been able to win. Those
Yeah,
guerrilla
listen.
warfare and people from other countries are typically all in. They are all in. When they go to war,
Yeah,
they go to war. They all in. Our folks are trying
right.
to come home, and so there's a different mindset in certain parts of the world, and we got to be ready
Well,
to
listen.
deal with that.
We have to be grateful for the NATO alliance, though, because we do have a lot of countries that are going to stand behind us. but I do have a very negative feeling that we are about to approach World War III.
Yeah,
I
but even if
really,
other countries stand behind us, and as a person who's actually been overseas and seen some things like in a war zone, I got to tell you, it felt like we were the ones doing the brunt of the work.
Malik, you know that's true.
Yeah,
You
that's
know
what it
that's
felt
very
like.
true.
And
Yeah.
and so we're tiring out our boys and girls, but we
But you know
digress.
what?
But yeah,
We do. I think that what's going to happen is you're going to have Iran, North Korea, China, and Russia. You're going to have Lebanon and all these crazy countries trying to come at us. But we also have Israel, Canada, England will be behind us. There will be countries that will fortify. I think Germany and Italy and France are going to be behind us because they're a democracy. Though they're not a great democracy like us, but I just don't see them being able. I mean, Russia can't even handle Ukraine. How the
that's
heck are they going to handle our air force?
that's true.
I mean, think about that. And again, China doesn't have the experience that we have in war. China really was never in a war except for Japan when Japan was invading China.
Yeah.
And China had millions of, warriors that were picking up guns after the next guy got shot.
But that's the
So
thing about China, right? Okay, so they have billions and billions of people. I mean, as do we. But if we look at the military here, only 1.6 of our people, 1.6% of our population joins the military. I believe in other countries, a lot of people, especially the men, are forced to go into the military for a certain amount of time. And so you've got people that are committed, that are like lifelong, diehard folks. And we're talking about like when we went over to Vietnam, we weren't ready for that war. That's why we
no,
lost. We went over
that's
to
right.
Afghanistan. We weren't ready for that war. You know what I mean?
Neither was Russia.
Neither,
Russia lost in Afghanistan too, because
exactly.
you're fighting a different
You're
temperament that
fighting a
we were
whole
not
different,
trained
we're
for.
fighting a
Right,
religious war. Yeah, it's a
right.
religious war versus the other types. But I mean, who's to say that they won't get in bed with China and Russia to come? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm nervous about
You
the
know,
whole situation.
listen, I agree with you. I agree with you, but you have to look at the dynamics. One thing that our country we can rely on is with our military is that we are able to supply and demand. Russia can't, and China has not had the experience of supply and demand. You have untrained pilots that have never been in hand to hand combat. We do, I mean, along with Israel, we have worked tirelessly with Israel, Germany, France, and Italy on training, especially with the F-35.
Yeah.
And it is a circumstance. Yes, is China going to do devastation? I honestly think Taiwan alone could defend themselves against China.
Well,
They're so they're so motivated,
yeah.
you know. But I think it's just many countries against their situation. Again, the 35th the 35th Airborne Fleet in Poland alone, the admiral of that facility said, "Just give me the word. I will, I will annihilate Russia. I will
Well,
annihilate them."
happens. Maybe they eventually get the word, knock on wood. But I'm hoping that we're not going into a third world war anytime soon. And it kind of feels like that's where we're headed.
That's
It
where we're
feels
heading.
like we're going to be in a world war. It feels like internally in this country we're going to be in a civil war. It just feels like a whole bunch of shit is about to hit the hand
Yeah,
to hit, you know. And I don't think
and,
we are prepared for that because if we go to civil
yeah,
war, there's no way we can be fighting in third world war. There's no
you
way.
know,
That'd
I
be a
agree
shame
with
on
you
our
so much.
resources. So, I mean, we got to be careful what's happening in this country, especially with the politics that are being pushed out there. Hell, even Biden's talking about he wants to move to Canada. So, like, it's just a damn shame what's happening. And I believe
Well,
that
do you see what's going on?
something's
Do you
coming.
see how we're moving most of our aircraft, even our Pacific fleet, is going into China and Russian waters? And I mean, we're like, we're doing exercises with Japan against North Korea. Do we have to worry about North Korea?
Of course.
I honestly think strategically, North Korea doesn't have an air force, and you know damn well we can't. You cannot win a war without an air force.
Yeah,
It
but if they've
happened in
got the
World War.
backing of somebody else's air force, you know what I'm saying? So we're talking three major countries. We're talking China, Russia, and North Korea. North Korea. And if those three
Right.
get together, we are in. I think we're in. I think we can defend ourselves, but I think it's going to be a long battle up ahead.
Hey, look at Japan alone.
Yeah.
Japan has a navy that is just, and an air force that is just uncompromising, and also Israel. We supply Israel with a lot of F-35s. They're also doing a lot of purchases. They have a lot of the Strike Eagles, the E9X, and they do have a lot of defensive things. But Israel wiped out, what did they wipe out? Iran. They wiped out Syria. They wiped out Jordan
Mm,
in 8 days.
yeah.
In 8 days.
Yeah.
Israel alone. So, and then if you compromise an English Navy with an American Navy and a Danish Navy, then you take the German Navy and then you take the Italian Navy. This is a little overwhelming. You also have Australia. You also have Canada.
That's
You
true. I
also
mean,
have,
it will be a world
you
war
know,
fight. It will definitely be a world fight. But I mean, look at the
hey,
help that Germany and Italy gave us during the First World War. I mean, the Second World War. You feel me? So
yeah, but you know what? Can I tell you something?
go for it.
When we were invading Italy, the Italians never wanted that war. The
They didn't.
Italians, when the Americans were landing, and I've been discriminated as an Italian person against that. People, oh, you Italian, but meanwhile, the Germans, they had broadcasts that the Germans were saying the Italians are helping the Americans.
Mm.
What do we do? How do we stand? The Italians are attacking us with the Americans. The Italians were going, come here, look, I know where they are. Come here, come over here,
Yeah,
I'll
let me
show
help
you.
you out. Let me help you out. Get them out
Yeah,
of our.
we're going to help you out.
Well, that's because they
So you
were
have to
their
understand.
dictator too. But I mean,
I just, look, Biden, I'm not too happy with him, but I do want to tell you that he is in a preparatory state to defend this country. And a lot of people are argumentary about Ukraine, but do you realize the circumstances that if we don't control the Ukraine development, that Russia will own 90% of the wheat grain in Europe? They will control everything. And right now, Ukraine and Russia are the biggest wheat suppliers to Syria, Jordan, all these countries. They don't grow wheat. Only Ukraine is bigger than Russia. What do
yeah,
you think Russia wants? Russia wants that
that land
grain.
and that green.
And
Yeah,
if we know that, and we know that if we give that up, do you know what the wheat will cost in this country? Because we're going to be the first ones trying to supply and help these countries.
I'm gonna be making
So
oat
this,
bread
you
and coconut bread. That's why I got that KitchenAid, man. I can do all that stuff. I'm prepared, Jim.
can I tell you
Prepared.
something? That's awesome what you said. That's great, man.
Hey, man, I'm gonna have to make my own shit, and I'm
That's
good with
right,
it.
baby.
I'm prepared for it.
Yeah,
So
without a doubt. That's funny, man.
we'll
That's
see how
funny.
that goes down. So look, Joe.
This is my first show out in the bar, and I'm enjoying my rum runner.
Oh,
And I've usually been in my house, and I've been in my own circumstances, but here I am out in the public, and chilling out, and I love it.
hey, hey. So what's the name of the
I'm
bar? Give me
hoping,
a shout out since you're recording there, Jim.
yeah. We do have to. You're right, though, Malik. There's a lot of things I'm concerned for the people in my life and my family and you and your husband and everybody that is dear to me to make sure that you're okay. But you know, um, I think there's a lot of bad stuff coming. I do agree with you.
Yeah, I'm just
I
telling you,
mean,
get your life right with whoever you pray to. Get your life right with
that's
whomever
right.
you pray to, because shit's about to
That's
hit,
right, babe.
and we want to make sure that everybody that is a part of us is okay. Yeah, yeah.
That's right.
But speaking about somebody who ain't okay, I'm gonna show you guys a picture. And I got this off of Hollywood Unlocked, so shout out to them on their Instagram. But Love and Hip Hop star Brittany Taylor was excuse me, I got tongue tied. Reportedly arrested for beating the crap out of her baby daddy with a baseball bat. And this is
What?
what brother looks like after he got his butt kicked.
Holy mackerel! Are you serious?
Yeah, yeah. So abuse is real. It comes on both sides, you guys. Be careful out there, man. It ain't worth all this. It ain't worth all this. If you can't be around somebody without physically putting your hands on them, just get your
Get
ass
away, go out, leave it, man, leave.
out,
Yeah, you know.
because I don't condone abuse on any side, male or female. And Brittany, you may have been defending yourself. I hope that was the case. But if you just whip the shit out this dude with a baseball bat for the hell of it, then you were where you need to be, sweetheart. And
You know, what is this rage? You know, the road rage. Everything is rage. You know, you're in a store, people are raging on supermarket cashiers, and it's just. Is it from COVID? Is it from the negligence of COVID and people being isolated? I mean, it's really crazy. I've never seen anything like this. You know,
I've got a
it's
lot of
re-
people that are using the conspiracy theorists of a lot of conspiracy theories out there, but they may be right. It may just be the reaction to the shots, and because we didn't test them well enough before we all went out and got them, and our
you got
bodies.
them too, right, Marie? Did you get yours?
Yeah, I had to. I had to.
I
Yeah,
had to too because I
in
couldn't
order to
travel. I
travel, you
couldn't
can't
work.
do that. Yeah,
You know, but I didn't get the booster. Did you get the booster?
I did. I did. But I didn't.
But you
I
had
only
to.
got one. I'm not doing too much more until we find out exactly what the hell is going into my body.
Can I tell you something?
Go for it, man.
An FBI agent or a person that was so called in the FBI told my daughter, "Don't get the shot." My friend Larry said, "Don't get the shot." But then in this situation, my friend Tony Ray Rossi's son, who's a brilliant a cancer surgeon, his father called him up and said, "Hey, son, what do I do?" He said, "Dad, the shot is like a flu shot. Take the shot. It's okay. It's not dangerous." So who the heck do we believe? What do we believe? We're the victims of circumstance. We're the pawns in this
Oh yeah,
society.
guinea pigs.
We're the abusers. We're the ones that are used. He died from what are you going to do? Oh, he's having trouble. He's suffering. Oh, I'm sorry. What a shame. Nobody cares about us. Nobody cares about what would you say, average or normal consumer or
Not
citizen of
anymore.
this country.
We're
Yeah,
all guinea pigs, Jim. We're all guinea pigs.
yeah, that's
And I wonder
that's
if
a good word,
the thing that's happening now is like people are getting more violent. You hear about that school shooting in Nashville? Another one.
man.
You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
man, I was watching that. I was like blown away. I couldn't believe it. And that was a female.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
was a woman.
That was a
And
female.
again,
I think she the first mass shooter?
yes,
That
absolutely.
was a
Yeah,
female?
yeah. That
Yeah,
was the first one.
that is crazy, man. That's absolutely
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
There,
know, is this, it's, and everybody said, oh, this is only in this country. No, France is having a lot of these issues as well. Parts of Germany, is Italy? No. Do you see it much in certain states? No, because they know that there's trouble coming, but
but it'd be
again,
interesting to see how many people in those states did not take the shot. I'm wondering. I
right.
don't know. I feel like I've been cursed by taking this thing, and I don't know, and I'm starting to have some regret.
Hey, listen, so am I. I'm not going to disagree with you because since I took that shot, I get a little shakes in my hand and I get this little involuntary reaction where I have to tighten up my hand and I'm like, holy shit. And my son even said to me, hey, Dad, he took the shot because he had to for work.
Yeah.
My daughter-in-law had to take the shot. So was it aggressive? You know, is this an aggressive state to rid our society? Look, everything's turning automated. We now have trucks that can drive without people. We have trucks that can deliver pizzas. We have ovens that you can buy that you don't even have to cook. All you have to do is put it in there and put the stem card or that lead card, and next minute the oven tells you, oh, it's your food is cooked to perfection. It
Yeah.
checks the temperature. You don't have to do anything anymore. We have
Exactly.
artificial intelligence that is telling us when we take over. Then we now have plants in this country that are backed by Microsoft that are, now we don't want to have workers and people trying to complain and who we have to take care of and the lawsuits and all this nonsense and people getting killed. No problem. No, we're not going to back down from
But how the
AI.
hell are those people going to live? Like, if there's no jobs out there, how are people going to make wages to be able to be a part of the country? And AI
Well,
is
that's already happening.
over,
And,
but like, do they really need an oven that can cook on their own? They're computers.
they're computers. Exactly. I see down here, wherever I go on Route 41, Collier Boulevard, wherever I'm driving, whenever there's a mall, I see people with signs. Need help, have 3 kids, I have a wife, I can't make a living, nobody wants to hire me. If you can give me some money, I appreciate it. I
That's
see another couple
the bums are
all over.
I'm not even gonna call them bums, but the disenfranchised or I guess the poor have become poorer. And then there are some lazy motherfuckers that just don't want to work. After COVID, they
Yeah,
just don't want to work. They've been collecting money, and so they just want to sit on their happy asses and not get back
right.
into the office and do the things that they need to do. And so,
Yeah,
yes, AI is going to replace them. They will be without jobs. And the sad part about it is they'll be now another burden on the system.
right. Which is
So
true. But how do we justify this? Who do we blame? Everybody wants to put the blame on the current president, but also it wasn't this president that kept the unemployment going so long because of states that were not complying anything to the COVID. They were just shutting everything down. No, we can't socialize. No, you can't do this. So no problem. We'll give you unemployment. People became lackadaisical and lazy from this.
they did.
And the majority always wins in this situation.
Well, if I'm being honest, let's just keep it a buck. I mean, for Americans, we have been lazy for a minute. And after COVID, it just made it even worse.
Babe, we've been lazy with Pearl Harbor. We were lazy with 9/11. We're just a lazy bunch of morons, and I think China and Russia are trying to take advantage of that. But I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't think that our fallout has anything to do with this vaccine or this nonsense. I don't think that it's a world ending and trying to kill off people. I do think there was a seriousness about COVID because we neglected it. But again, you know what's so puzzling? In 1969, we had the same China flu, which is a form of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
5 million people died. How come we didn't hear about it? Because we didn't have the social media platform that we have now.
That's true.
We didn't have everything out on. You had to read it through the paper or the 7 channels that you were given, not the 397 channels that you have now. We only had 7 channels.
Back in the day, yeah. But I don't know.
And it was either
survival of the fittest, man. I think that the world, we don't have enough resources in the world to take care of the needs of the amount of people that we have. And it just may be survival of the fittest. Like, they gave us a flu. We'll see who falls off, unfortunately. And, so that we can get some of those resources back for the rest of the people who are going to be the fittest that survive.
That's a good theory.
And I mean, you look at how they're feeding us now. I mean, you go to fast food restaurant, all of that stuff is pumped up with steroids and stuff. There is a mission to downsize the world, I believe, and we're just not. We just don't know about it.
My friend, I don't know if you know this. My friend, I don't drink soda, Pepsi, Cola. It's the worst thing for you. But do you know my friend made an example? And he put it on YouTube, and a bunch of people did. He cooked Coca-Cola. It turned into an enzyme and a tar.
Ew.
And when he had an analyst analyze it, he said, "This is poison. Where did you get this from?" So I want you to think about what I just said. The doctor, the analyst, the scientist that he knows from DuPont,
which told him it was poison.
Yeah. Said to him and said, "Where did you?" He didn't even know where did you get this? This is poison. It was Coca-Cola. He said, I boiled it out. He goes, do me a favor. Don't drink Coca-Cola anymore. And I
Wow.
don't drink Coca-Cola, but Coca-Cola, Pepsi are actually, my friend poured Coca-Cola on his car, and it ain't the paint off his car. He was
I mean,
repainting
Coca-Cola,
the
you can
car.
use it to clean rust and all these other things. You look at like home hacks, and you can use Coke to do a lot of shit.
Right. You know, Gatorade has a substance in it called Red 40. They just analyzed Red 40 that is used for deodorant. It's used for pesticides, and it's a killer of your intestines. It can actually destroy you.
Wow.
So I don't drink Gatorade anymore.
Yeah,
I
they
never
have been
drink
talking
Coke.
about that you die for a minute.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
haven't had a Coca-Cola in 40 years.
Wow. I mean, I
I
can't
haven't
lie.
touched.
Every blue moon, if I have a rum, I may put a little Coke in it, you know. But no, I'm not drinking full on cans of soda or anything like that. I mean, just walking outside, you're gonna die. Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, so I pick my battles, and sometimes I like a nice beverage. So
Can I tell you, that's so funny. I gotta be honest with you. That's funny.
I mean, shit.
But yeah,
You ain't
it's so
safe going to
true,
the
man.
grocery store no more. You're not safe going taking your kids to school. There's no place that's safe anymore. There's no place that's sacred anymore. They done bombed and killed people at the church. They just acting a fool. They're acting fools now. And look, on the last note, let's talk about this one chick, Karen, right? So I guess she was drunk. And Karen is, Karen, quotation. So we don't know her real name. But Karen falsely accused this black man of raping her and while she was drunk. And my thing is, when are we going to start charging these people with crimes? Like people who falsely accuse other people of crimes that they didn't commit, when are they going to be held accountable so that they think twice before making false identifications?
Yeah, I know, it's so crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
because half of the time you don't know what the hell the truth is, and Marie, it's very sad. It's like, look, you know, sometimes it pays to be a criminal in this country because you have a chance of getting away with it, and you have a chance of having a lawsuit.
Yeah.
But again, who is right and who is wrong? Who's indifferent? Or who's telling? I agree with you. I agree with you, but it's kind of cynical.
Well, I mean, I hate to drag it up, but it's even like going back to the Emmett Till situation. It's like, when are
Right,
people going to stop accusing people of things, especially black
right,
men, of rape and things like that, when
yeah,
they haven't committed the crime? And it's a scary thing, but that also adds to the division in this country. And I really, really seriously think that we're headed towards a civil war fairly soon if we don't start to come together and not see things in such black and white anymore and start to realize that people are just people.
yeah. It's
And
crazy.
you're
It
gonna have
really
race
is. I agree
of all
with you.
color.
You're so
And
right about that.
yeah,
We have more hate than we did have during the civil unrest.
yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that, and I'm talking about with both sides.
Oh
It's
yeah,
it's it's a disgrace,
it's
because
getting worse. It's getting worse, and I
right,
feel like there's going to be a war of, I don't know if it's going to be good versus evil, but I know that there's going to be something happening, and I feel like it's a coming soon. So stack up your ammo,
right,
Jim.
right. Yeah, that's so true. Right.
Yeah.
You know, I hope always for the best for us. I've always been a gentleman. I've always had a classy outlook on my life. I'm going to help people no matter what they are, who they are. Right now I'm being blessed. I'm in a state where I appreciate everyone. I'm friendly to everyone. I don't discriminate against anyone. I associate with everyone. I populate with everyone. I don't hold back anything negative towards anyone, and anything in the past that has been done negative to me, I forgive those people and I let it go because I
You have
believe
to.
in karma.
You have to.
I might not be the most religious guy, but I'm also not going to go against religion, and I'm not going to go against if people believe in the Lord, and what people say. I'm not going to be discriminatory. I never will, and I'm proud of that. But we are heading for something that I just think is so detrimental, And again, I'm in a state where people walking around with a Confederate flag on the back of their car.
Yeah.
I still, in this day and age, say to myself, what the hell is going on, man?
They don't
Is this
realize that
cool?
the South lost, Jim. The South lost the battle. The Union won.
Yeah,
The South lost.
yeah. You know, a great man died for his belief from the South. The South did kill him. Booth was a criminal, and he paid the price for it. But he also decimated a person that believed in equality. You know.
So I don't know how I feel. Well, we'll get into our Lincoln debate on another day.
All right, babe. I would love to hear it. I would love to hear your controversy on that one.
Because I
But
honestly, he didn't do it for the slaves. He did it to preserve the Union, and we were just a second, or the slaves were just a secondary thought, you know. And I mean,
you
it
really
worked
think
out
that?
for him. But yeah,
You
I
really
do.
think that?
I do. I do. I believe he freed him to save the Union, and they were at the brink of maybe losing. So
Yeah,
they
they
had to
almost did because they were coming into Virginia, heading into Washington D.C. They were almost
exactly.
close to it. Yeah,
So yeah, you had to put some other people in there so that you could help win the war. And why not put in the slaves? I mean, by promising them their freedom, because you know they're going to fight.
that's right. But babe, you don't think the Emancipation Proclamation was anything that was just unjustified? I think it was very justified. I think.
No, I agree. I agree. It was justified, but I don't think that he did it. I'm not going to put him on a pedestal like he did something really to. He did it to preserve the Union. He didn't do it because he cared about the black folks.
Well, he did. He did. He was a slave owner. You know that,
That's
right?
what I'm saying. So
And
he
he
didn't
did
do it
have
like everybody puts Lincoln on his pedestal like he was the greatest president that was looking out for black people.
right, right.
And that is not
Yeah,
the case. I mean, I understand the politics and I've done a lot of research on it. But yeah, at the end of the day, he didn't do it for the black folks. He did it to preserve the Union. Now, am I glad it was done? Fuck yeah.
yeah. Of course, of
I got
course.
no complaints about it. But yeah.
You look at Louise Ann Parker, and you look at these great people that were really fighting through this Confederacy and the nastiness of it. And you probably are right. They probably were maintaining the Union, but also, and if he didn't, what would have happened? You know,
The North would have
I
lost.
think, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was coming close to that because the Confederates were knocking on the door of Washington, D.C. They were coming in. They were coming for Lincoln.
Let's
That
talk
was the
about
end of it.
Gettysburg, bruh. Let's talk about the fact that they made it to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
that's so true, man.
so yeah, I mean, I know why it was done. I appreciate the man for doing it, but yeah, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna be,
It
uh,
was about the Union.
it was about the
Yeah,
Union. Yeah, it
yeah,
was
I can
totally
believe
about,
that.
yeah, and it wasn't about, but in the end, yes, it did a wonderful thing. It freed slaves, it emancipated black people, and it gave us an
Right.
opportunity. And after Reconstruction, you see, we were kicking ass and taking names.
Hey,
Or during
listen.
Reconstruction, when the military was still in the South, to make sure that everything was going right, black folk was kicking ass and taking names, and it feels
Oh
like we're
yeah, you better believe it.
all over again. So
And that was taken. That was a lot of that content was taken out of our history books
oh
as
yeah,
to really how amazing a lot of the black infantry were in
yeah,
that war.
yeah.
And even with us going to the moon, it was 4 black women that
That put us
provocated that
or
to us.
calculated for us to land
Yeah, they
and to move.
calculated. Did we go to the moon? I don't think we did. I know that they calculated it. And again, that movie that was out about those 4 women was
And
amazing. It was one of my favorite movies. I watched it 15 times.
it
That's how
is
awesome it
the name
was.
of the movie, and it was a great movie featuring
Yeah,
Taraji P. Oh my God, Janelle Monáe,
yeah,
Alicia Keys was in it. There were a bunch of great actresses in that. So
that's right. And do you know, I read the book after that movie. I read the book. The book was even better than the movie.
they always are.
And the book really showed how, and I'm like, they took this literally right out of the history books.
Yeah.
They took
Oh,
these
they won't
4
tell
women
us
right
anything.
out of history.
They did.
And
They did.
it's mind boggling, you
Well,
know?
It's, but here's the thing, even though they took it out of history, it was, even though they took it out of history books, in Rachel Sela and I were having the same conversation earlier doing Cypher Sisters. It's still incumbent upon people to teach their children the history.
Right.
It is upon
That's
us,
right.
because we can't be dependent on, like, I sent my kid to school to learn science, math, English, and get some PE. But like history,
Right.
something I had to teach. That was something that belonged to me.
Right. Yeah,
Because if
because
I
you
wanted
weren't
her to
being
have
given the truth. Right.
exactly,
They weren't giving the truth.
and if I wanted
You
her to
know,
have
in that,
pride in herself, I had to show her people that looked like her, that had done things, and that were doing things. You know what I
that's
mean?
right.
So
And that woman Johnson was telling that whole story for the movie because when I read the book, the coordinator that handled all that stuff for NASA,
yeah.
you know, when she went back, Mrs. Johnson said, "Where do you go for 20 minutes that you're gone?"
Oh yeah, when she was
And
running to
she
the bathroom. Yeah.
wanted to the bathroom because the colored bathroom was 15 minutes or 5 minutes away, and she had to run in the rain.
Oh,
And
that's
he
horrible.
was so annoyed that he actually went there and did that and tore that sign down and said that all bathrooms are for everyone. So
Yes,
that just think about that discrimination and how horrible that was.
it
Because
was.
guess what? Believe that was in my lifetime.
And the sad
Because I
part
was
about
born in that.
it is, if she wasn't missing work, they wouldn't have changed it.
They wouldn't have changed it.
If she
If she
wasn't
was
missing
able to
work,
get
they
back,
wouldn't have
but
cared.
she really ran like that
Yeah,
to go
in real
use the facility. She did, in real life, that really happened because she was the one that told the story for the book and the movie. The
life.
movie only gives a segment of what the book gave. The book was just absolutely astonishing. I said, my God, these women were incredible. They were absolutely amazing. You
And
know?
brilliant, and extremely brilliant. And I am
Yeah,
proud to, I am proud to put them in the history books of this country.
absolutely. Guess what? I'm proud of them too because you know what? They're really American women. They're not anything else but great American women, you know.
Exactly.
And
Heroes.
and they fought through that discrimination. Even that girl, that woman that became the coordinator,
Yeah.
he was
Loretta
passed
Devine, I
by.
believe she was the one playing in the movie.
Yeah, just
Loretta
think about that. And they wound up making her the head of the whole,
of
you
computers.
know.
Yeah, like she was one of the first computer scientists.
And she's the one that figured out all that stuff
She
on the
figured out
computer.
everything.
The two coordinators could not figure out how the computer worked, and she was the one that figured it out.
Yeah.
And still, they discriminated against her until they couldn't help it anymore.
And they needed her. So give credit
Then
where
they
credit
needed.
is due. Put
That's
Black
right,
history
babe.
back in the
So
history.
let's give props to those four beautiful women, man.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, ladies. And on that note, dude, Jimmy, it was a pleasure, man. This was a great show. Thank you. Thank you for being
absolutely,
here.
Dave. I love doing the show with you. You're awesome, man. And
I
I'm
feel
your
the
rock
same
here.
about
I'm
you.
always going to be here for you.
I feel the same about you, Jimmy. Hey, y'all, don't
Yeah.
forget to like, share, subscribe, follow. And until the next time, this is the panel signing out. Have a good evening. Any
Now,
last words, Jim?
just be good to each other and help to our crazy society.
Yeah, so we can have a better place to live.
That's right, Dave.
Good night, everybody.